Hello, and welcome back to All Systems Go. I'm accompanied by my favorite three people, Logan, Sarah, and Sean. I'm
Don't believe
Abby.
her. She said accompanied, but we're held hostage.
Not
We've
yet,
been in
you
this
are.
room for hours.
And we are starting a new system today. We're going to be playing Tales from the Loop. Which is like a sci-fi 80s setting where you all play 10 to 15-year-olds who are solving weird mysteries.
In
And
Sweden.
in Sweden, yes. And we've done a little bit of character development to begin with, but we need to flesh out some stuff. But first, I'll have you guys go through and talk about what you have developed. And I'll start with Borje.
That name.
Borje.
Borge Sonderlund. I guess, what do you want to know about Borge? He's an open book because he only has one and it's on his floor open. He's a hick. He's a grand old age of 14. And what else do you want to know?
What's your go through your problem and drive?
Okay.
Give me it all.
So my drive is that there's more to this world that meets the eye. Out there on that farm, you see a lot of stuff that city folk can't explain. And my problem is that Ma is sick and she won't accept it.
Uh-huh.
So that's sad, I guess. Pride. I'm just a kind soul that wants to help people. And then my favorite song is Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Oh, he's our favorite.
Amazing. Is your mom mentally ill or physically ill?
No, she's wasting away.
Oh, she's wasting away.
So I have to do all of the work on the farm because Dad's not around and she won't accept it. So she tries to do work and sometimes I find her like on the floor and I have to
She
pick
just
her up
falls
and bring her
over.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
pretty sad. Okay.
Who knows? It's none of the doctors. She won't go to the doctor, so they don't know. But it doesn't seem medical. I'll tell you that. But
Okay.
I'm just 14. I don't know what medicine is.
Yep. Okay, great. What about Theo? What's Theo about?
What is Theo about? Great question. So, Theo just realized his favorite song from the 80's is Sweet Dreams, so that's
Oh,
important.
nice.
So we're going to type that in real fast. And Theo is a troublemaker, mainly because his problem is that his parents say he's good for nothing and they kind of have laden him with too many expectations. So as a 12-year-old, that is way too much for him to handle. So his drive is to just do anything to get away from home. And that's kind of why he's a troublemaker, because he likes to just run away or cut class or do anything and doesn't respect authority at all. But his pride, very similar to Borge, is that he likes to help people, but the key here is that he likes to do it in secret. So a lot of people think he's up to no good or he's just like a bum, but he actually likes to help people, but make sure no one really knows. And then what I'm very excited about is that my anchor is the janitor at school. So the only person who understands Theo is this janitor who's so chill, and him and Theo hang out. It's like Ned's Declassified if you watch that. Because me and Sarah did all the time, and it was so good. So you're muted.
I am
As
sorry.
you
It was just
scream
me
about-
going. I love that show.
The janitor is the one cool person, cool adult that
It really is.
Theo can connect with.
I have a relationship with the janitor.
There you go.
You are the
It's all
same
coming
person.
together already.
Theo, do you think that your parents have high expectations for you because they work, like, are they scientists at the Loop, maybe?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Think on
Do you
it.
think? Yeah, I was thinking that, or I was thinking maybe like, I don't know. Well, that sounds better than what I was thinking, so I'm not going to say what I
Okay,
was
great.
thinking. So we'll lean towards that unless some other inspiration.
Okay, at
strikes.
least one of them may work for the
Yeah,
Loop.
I think let's say my mom works for the Loop.
Okay,
I think that makes sense.
perfect.
Is your dad a stay-at-home dad? That's progressive for the 80s.
No, I don't think so. I don't know what else he does. I was actually thinking that maybe Theo's an illegitimate child, but
Oh my god.
and so his parents are like, his dad is like really hard on him. This is
I
not
mean,
really
that
his
could also
son.
be true.
And his mom's just hard on him in general,
Yeah.
but maybe not as hard as dad. But dad, I don't know. That was a little much.
What's your item? Your iconic
That's
item?
a great question. My iconic item is a pair of homemade lockpicks that I have because I like breaking and entering.
Did you say what Borges was?
No,
I don't think you did.
Borges. No,
It's got
Borges.
It's not just one word.
It's not
Logan.
just one. Borges' iconic item is a whole ass tractor. Okay, it's not some flimsy little pieces of metals that you can pick a lock with. I can run that lock down with a tractor.
So we have two options: sneak in or mow it down.
Which, I feel like that meshes with our group's general sort of play style pretty well.
Yeah. All right, and then Amelia.
Oh, hi. I will be playing Amelia, or Emmy. She's a bookworm. She's also 12. Her drive is that she wants to find answers to the big questions in life. And that kind of ties into her anchor being a local author who is her inspiration / mentor. And yeah, she just goes and meets with them whenever they have a book reading and tells the latest things that she's discovered about the loop. Her problem is that weird man is following me, which I'm really excited about.
Do not like at all. It makes me so uncomfortable.
I've been thinking about it for too much because I'm like, how can I make this not as disturbing as it is already?
So I was thinking maybe I've stumbled onto so my character, I've already said this a little bit, she's kind of like a Harriet the Spy.
Mm-hmm.
She's watching everything, she's taking notes, she wants to get inspiration for her next big book, and she likes learning things and people, and there's so much in this 80s world that is of interest. So I feel like she maybe has stumbled on classified information.
Mm-hmm. So she thinks it's a government official that's following her.
Yes.
Okay.
So she's like, I've probably found something really good, guys. And they've sent somebody to tail me.
This 12-year-old.
She thinks she's in the middle, of a huge spy espionage.
She really does. It says cue spy music after the weird man is following me. She's read maybe the author is a spy writer, and so that's where she's gotten all these spy plots in her brain. And so in line with that, her pride is that nothing scares me. I learn about it and I understand it, and it's not going to scare me because if I can wrap my mind around it, then it's
She's so aggressive for a bookworm.
She's so aggressive. Her name Amelia, which apparently in Swedish means industrious or striving, and I was like, yes, this is your name. And in line with that, her favorite song is 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton because she's, hard at work. And yeah. More
Cool.
scrunchies is more better. That's her theme. Oh, and her item is an encyclopedia.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so I think first things first, we gotta pick relationships to NPCs if you haven't already, and then also to the other kids. So you need 2 for NPCs and then 2 to the other kids. So you'll have 1 with each person. So if anybody has any ideas, let's just popcorn around. And if you already...
Well, I have just one NPC setup, which we talked about a little bit, with Nicholas the teacher. And I think in the book it says that he's
in a coma,
recently fallen ill. He's in a coma and can't wake up from this nightmare or something. So, yeah, let me find it real fast. Yeah, my teacher, Nicholas, is the only teacher I've ever liked, and now he's in the hospital and he won't wake up. Yeah, so I was thinking maybe he's not like my teacher anymore. Like he was my teacher when Theo was like a little younger, so like maybe a grade or two back.
Hmm.
But they kind of like, I'm assuming we're, it's like small town still, so
Yeah.
it's like you would still see that teacher like all the time.
Hmm.
And so now that he's not waking up from whatever this weird nightmare coma thing is because he's in the hospital, I think that's kind of one of Theo's driving things to figure out like what's going on in this weird town. Um, but I don't have a second one because I didn't really like any of the other second ones that they provide in the book.
Okay. Yeah, if you want, you can just leave them blank and we can talk like after the first session. And if there's anybody that you like, we can add them in.
Yeah, I think that sounds good to
Cool.
me because then
What
we can
about
tie
with-
it in directly.
What about with the other kids? Do you have any ideas on that?
That's a good question. I think with Amelia, they're the same age, so maybe they're in the same class,
Hmm.
and they're both kind of outcasts.
We did decide Borge is also in the same class as you guys. He's just been
Are
held
we
back.
doing that official? Is that the
Please,
official?
I really want that to be true.
So
Okay.
Borge has been held back, I think, 2 years, or maybe
I think
he's only
it's
1
not-
year and he started late or something.
It's not necessarily that he's dumb. It's just like he'll have to leave to go help on the farm, and so he'll like miss a month and then come back and like not know anything. And so he slowly just falls behind, and then he has to repeat the year. It's really sad, but it's good.
It's really tragic.
I feel like I'm surrounded by two floofs. I feel like I have two very kind people.
What about that
And then
man
I'm-
back there?
I hide behind a tough exterior, though.
I know you do hide behind a tough exterior, but I feel like I'm just like,
So I think maybe with Amelia, it's like you like to gather all this information, and so Theo
Mhm.
kind of uses you as like a little bit of like an information
broker.
collector, yeah, broker almost. And so
Okay.
he like tries to be pretty casual about it. It's like, oh, have you heard what's happening with so and so? Like, how are they doing? And then you like give him all.
And
the
I'll be like, at
goss.
11 a.m.
And once you give him all the goss, he like then uses that to decide if maybe he wants to like try and help, like if they need help or something.
What do I get out of this?
Maybe he's helped you in the past somehow.
Okay.
Your friendship doesn't have to be transactional.
Right.
Well, I didn't know if that meant we were actually friends or I was literally just if I'm just an
I
info
think
broker.
he's friends
Okay,
with.
cool.
I mean, do you think
And I'll be like,
she would be friends? with him?
Theo, come here. Hi, you can't believe what I
She
just
makes
saw.
bird calls at you from across the classroom.
Maybe also he gives you back information too from all of his kind of sneaking around.
You break into things and I just observe. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so
fair.
like you do. He's like on the field and you're doing the actual observations. And then for Borge, maybe Theo likes to, when he like cuts class or like runs away from home, he like likes to just go through the fields and stuff, and so like he sees Borge a lot in the farmlands and like just hangs out with him, like just I don't know, talks with him.
Yeah, your family is like too cool for the agriculture.
Yeah, and maybe that's part of it too. Maybe they thought they were like, they tell you to like stay away from the country folk and like, hang out at the library. Like they like Amelia probably because she's so like intellectual, but they're like, stay away from Borge and his family. They're like, oh, they're nice, but they're not really your kind of people. And so Theo's like, I'm gonna hang out with Borge now.
Borge has gained one friend.
Whether
Just use
Borge
reverse
likes it or not.
psychology. Just use reverse psychology on Theo. It'll work. It'll work out great.
Borge
Probably.
loves friends.
I know. Borge is the nicest.
I don't know. How did those sound? What does
That sounds
Borge
good,
think?
yeah. What about you other two? Do you have NPC and or PC relationships?
Well, Borge, I really do like the idea of me like trying to get you through this grade.
I imagine that he didn't ask for it, and he doesn't
No.
really care or want it, but you were just like, you will pass.
Yeah.
I'm like, you need my help. It's
oh
like the
gosh, again,
Clueless
you think so?
makeover.
This first mystery is set during summer, so maybe Borge just like barely passed this last grade with you all.
Mhm.
And now you're like trying to give him tutoring over the summer so he does better in the fall.
Basically, we're just trying to get him to like 16 and not completely fail out of school.
I want him as my friend through all of my grades, and thus he needs to pass.
Yeah.
Thus you must pass.
It's no longer
Instead of,
optional.
you shall not pass. You must pass.
You shall pass.
She slams down the encyclopedia in front of you.
Pop quiz. It's just gonna be like, define this.
Just a word.
So yeah, that's my thought for Borge. And then Theo.
Unless you want, you can add something to our relationship.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like Theo is the spy that I want to be. You know, like Theo is like my partner in crime.
Do you think Amelia's like averse to like being in the middle of the action? Like she needs a little bit of prodding, or
I think she likes other people to do her dirty work. She wants to be like the mastermind.
Do you feel one of the pre-written ones for Bookworm is that Theo could be your competitor? Do you feel like it's a competitive spy relationship in this, like a friendly competition kind of way?
Theo doesn't think of himself as a spy, so maybe she.
But Amelia might.
What's he saying?
Amelia
It comes
definitely
naturally
does.
to him.
No, he just is not. I guess, yeah, he just doesn't. I don't think he would think of himself as a spy, but she might still be competitive with him.
Yeah, my other options are I will make you love me or we are siblings and friends. We're already siblings in real life. Me. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
Or just that he's your partner in crime is also good.
he's my partner in crime. Like, I want us to achieve so much. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like I have the ambition and Sean's just, Theo's just like, I'm gonna do good. And I'm like, we must take over the world. Right?
She's like trying to get him into this spy espionage thing she thinks she's in
Yes.
the middle of.
She lives a little bit in her own narrative.
Okay.
That's funny because like one of my pride options was my machines will one day conquer the world, but I didn't pick that one.
Perfect. There can only be
Wow.
one mastermind.
Cool.
Yeah.
Logan, what about you?
Okay, so Borge, I think that these sort of fit the ones in the book. So I think that for Emmy, is that it? Emmy would not survive a day in the woods, and she keeps
100%.
trotting off into these woods, trying to find something, and I just cannot sit by while she ends up in a bear trap or at the bottom of a creek somewhere. And so I have to. That's how it started. Was I would help her get into the woods. For
What
whatever.
did I get stuck in? What was the thing that got me? That where you realized that I needed help?
I think you were just like at the bottom of like a small cliff, like in a riverbed almost, and you could have just like walked 20 feet down and got up, but you were like trying and failing to climb. It was just like, well, you don't want to go there, Missy. You want to go down there.
Spy music playing in her brain.
She carries a boombox around, but it's just spy tracks.
She's trying to scale this cliff. She's like watched too much action movies.
And then Theo is a reliable friend.
Okay, yeah, that's nice.
And then I liked the NPC ones, so I went ahead and picked some of them. The school janitor isn't one of mine, so he seems lonely ever since Mona, the school librarian, disappeared, but I just wish I could help him. And the other one, I'm not attached to this one, but the police officer, Ingmarie Blanking, asked me if I could help her out on her boat this weekend.
Yeah.
just pretty benign. But
Is it benign or is it suspicious?
One of
I mean,
those,
maybe
for
she probably
sure.
wanted it pulled out of the water, and who's she gonna call? Tractor Boy.
For free labor.
Cool. Sarah, do you like any of the NPC relationships in Bookworm? We'll say the last one is applicable. If you
The
like
last
it.
one is applicable.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a very similar janitor one, so I feel like doing that would be no fun. But I do feel like, the one that says, when Lena Thelen was fired from the loop, I heard her vow to take revenge on all who live here.
Mhm.
So I definitely know there's a conspiracy.
Yep.
And it probably starts with Lena.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
You don't want to pick the one with Mona and the janitor, who's not named.
Yeah, he has an American
Jeffrey.
name, but not a Swedish name.
The Swedes don't believe in naming their
His name is Yonder.
Well, I can take that one too.
Over yonder janitor.
My janitor version is, Mona, the school librarian, was my friend until she disappeared.
Mhm.
I'm sure the school janitor knows more than he's saying.
Oh, so it's like the reverse of Logan's.
So I suspect the janitor.
Yeah.
I see the best in people and want to help, and she sees the worst and wants to accuse.
She wants to investigate.
That's
No,
a
you-
dichotomy, though. Yeah, like Emmy's very suspicious and is like always looking for a hidden motive, and meanwhile Borge is just like, they seem nice.
That there's friendly folk.
And I'm like,
Alright.
what were you doing at 10 a.m.?
I won't force you all to say what you look like because I don't think Sean has any idea. So
I mean,
let's
doesn't
skip that
really matter.
for now.
He's
No, it
just a
doesn't.
12-year-old kid.
Yeah. What do you want you guys' hideout to be? The place that you all
The
hang
janitor's
out.
closet.
I don't think that's a choice. School
What are our
is
options?
closed. It's
Does it
whatever
give
you
us
want.
any
You could have like
prefabricated
a
ones?
fort in the woods, or you could have like maybe there's like a little
Was there like an old shed on Borge's family's property?
Oh
maybe?
yeah, that would be cool.
I think it's like an abandoned semi-trailer that was just parked back there like 10 years ago,
Mhm.
and no one knows. It just they
All
left it.
rusted,
Like,
busted.
okay, this is ours now.
Semi-trailer
I
is
could
go
good.
for
I
that.
like that. Cool. And then what else? We have Game Master's questions, and then we're ready.
Ask those questions. Ready to get started.
All right. Do your kids have siblings?
I don't think Theo does.
Okay.
That's why all the pressure is on him.
I feel like Emmy maybe has like a younger sibling that's like much too young to like be an optimal
Mhm.
playmate, like a 5-year-old.
Okay.
And I'm just like, can't keep up.
Yeah,
She's too young to be a useful field agent and not old enough to be
Exactly. But I might
fellow
deploy cute baby to distract someone. Yeah, I feel like I have a younger sister.
I
Who's
don't
5?
know if Borge is an only child or if like he has a younger sibling that lives with his dad and they're divorced, or it's like a baby and his dad died or something, and now his mom has to look out of this baby, but she's also sick.
Oh jeez.
Boris just gets cuter and cuter
Dramatic.
by the second.
So wholesome.
Does he take care of baby birds too?
No, he's well versed at how to hunt and slaughter animals. It doesn't say he
Nice.
knows how to, or that he does. It just says he knows how to.
Yeah.
I like the second one. I think his dad died recently.
Uh-huh.
Would have to be at least minimum 9 months, maximum 2 years.
Maybe that's why you have to work in the field so much too.
Yeah, that
Actually,
makes sense.
Maybe say, like, maybe 2
I like the
years.
idea of like Borge doesn't have a dad. Like his mom was not married; she just was pregnant and gave birth to Borge.
Okay. Is she
And,
old or is she just sick at a very young age? Like she said she's like fading away.
She's
She's,
probably
like,
like 45.
Okay, so she's fairly young.
She's
Maybe 50.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Can she? She had Borje really late. Then.
Yeah, that's
she
late.
did.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Probably. I don't know. Maybe she's 45 then.
You took all of her last little bit of
So
health.
you're also an only child.
No, I think she then had another baby.
Well, she cannot be 50 then.
Fine, she is 40.
That's fine.
Jeez, I didn't know these were restrictions on this. So I have a baby brother.
Sorry about female reproductive
named-
health here.
named Olaf. No. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Olaf. Yes. But he's like 8 months old or something like
Yeah, tiny baby.
that. Like baby.
Yep. Okay.
This baby's getting in the way of your career. You won't pass school.
Oh no, it's fine. I don't need school.
You must pass.
Which other one do we want? What is all of your experience with the robots?
With what?
Robots.
Are there robots running around?
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean the fictional world's kind of like 80s aesthetic, but advanced tech.
Yeah, there's
in this area.
robots that do like mundane tasks for people, and like there's that robot on the art that I showed you has like a grabby hand where you control it with the grabby hand.
With a glove, yeah.
And there are like I think it's called magnetrine ships, like ships that basically like hover cars and stuff, and like giant ships that just hover. So it's very like high tech 80s. Well, everything's still kind of like, I don't know, kind of
Janky.
junk. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a jarring sort of juxtaposition. I think if we go with the scientist route for Theo's family, maybe he'd be more exposed to it, but he has no interest in them. Maybe he even resents them a little bit because they represent like his parents' kind of tech and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of like, I imagine he's the kid who like throws rocks at robots, or something. Like, or the rusted pieces he kind of like breaks apart, if he finds them in the fields. So he doesn't really have any respect and no interest in them at all.
Borje definitely. Like if he finds one that's broken, he definitely like scrounges it for parts. And then I think he like is pretty good at building them back on the farm to like do things.
Yeah.
So he has experience with them that way.
Love it. But Emmy.
I mean, I feel like she doesn't particularly care about robots, but the people behind the robots.
It's all about the story behind the story, isn't it? The reason behind the reason, the robots behind the robots.
Exactly. There's definitely a robot conspiracy. Yeah, I mean, I feel like she is not very threatened by robots.
I think
they just kind of do their thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna amend Borges. I think he likes them because they've never made fun of the way he talks to his family, like those rude people like Sean's mom and dad. So he's just like, they're fine, they're friendly.
Theo, his name is Theo.
They are friendly robots.
Okay, nice.
He is friend of all robots. Robot friend.
I think we've covered what all your parents do. I guess what do Emmy's parents do for work?
Who knows? Something boring, and I think that I'm like They're just like, we don't know what's going on with her. Just
I'll tell you what,
Could
they are
just be,
not
like,
equipped
factory
to raise that
workers.
as a child.
So maybe your dad just works like an office job and your mom stays at home.
yeah, because I mean, we do have a 5-year-old. I have a
Yeah,
5-year-old
yeah.
sister. My mom is just like, you go look into that, honey.
See
They're
you
all
at dinner
used to
time.
you going on like a tirade in the house, and they're just kind of like,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
okay, sweetie.
They have to buy you journals like every other week.
It's like, okay, Emmy, you can't go through this one. We've talked about it, okay? We can't keep buying you a journal every week.
And I'm like,
I have investigations to do.
and I'm like, no one understands. I'm onto something big here. There's a strange man who's following me. No, I wouldn't tell them that. That's my.
I guess you haven't told them that?
No, I
Okay.
feel like my conspiracy brain is just like, I don't want people, A, I'm like, they don't believe anything that I say anyway, and B, I don't want the government to know that I know that they're following me.
They could have the phones tapped.
They could have the phones tapped.
The entire house is bugged.
Okay.
Yeah.
In what way have your problems gone from bad to worse lately?
Like the character's personal problems?
Yeah.
Well, ever since that factory moved in, Mom's been getting sicker and sicker, but recently she can't get out of bed, and baby Olaf, who knows, I'm gonna have to take care of him.
That was very good.
That was good. Perfect.
That's good.
10 out of 10.
What factory?
Oh, I was like the company.
Oh, the loop's been here for a long time.
Oh. I don't know, maybe like some strange man. Something happened, like maybe I saw someone like dumping something on the farm or something, I don't know.
Okay.
Something happened
And she's
related
gotten
to the
worse,
company. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe they want the land somehow for some reason.
Ooh, yeah.
I feel like I've been seeing this strange man a lot more,
Mm-hmm.
and my stuff has been gone through. Like, I lay a secret trap. I put my stuff away very carefully because I have top secret investigations happening. And there have been signs that people have been rifling through the secret files.
Wow.
And so I'm sure it's him.
Yep.
And I do not yet have a plan.
Maybe for Theo, I don't know. Maybe like his parents are threatening to send him away to a boarding school or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
I was thinking military school.
Oh,
Mhm.
military school, yeah. Or I was like a summer camp, like a science summer camp or something. I don't think they'd want military, but yeah, like a boarding school
Mhm.
that's known
For
to
the
like
gifted youth.
yeah, to like try and feed people into like the tech sector and kind of like
Oh,
loop
yeah.
and stuff, the loop and stuff. So yeah, so like maybe
It's like
they're
an
gonna be like
internship.
at the end of the summer we're gonna make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
So you better be on your best behavior, young man. And so he's like trying to be even sneakier about
And
like,
Emmy's
all
like,
the
this is
stuff
a
he does.
great opportunity.
You need to take them up on this.
Theo's like, no, this is the worst. They're ruining my life.
I'm like, okay, I guess.
It
Okay.
is strictly super strict school of strictness, Kenny. Correct. It is the most strict of
Most
strict
strict.
schools.
Maybe it's like the Catholic School of Arts and Sciences. It's run by scientific nuns.
Nuns.
Scientific nun robots.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, last one. What is your favorite food?
Does it have to be a Swedish food?
No.
Yes.
A burger.
Burger?
A good, juicy American burger. Which is hard to come by in Sweden.
You rebel.
There's one like American diner in town, and that's one of Theo's favorite hangouts.
Do you feel like, James Dean? I'm imagining that's kind of like Rebel Without a Cause vibes.
Maybe I think he does like army jackets, like kind of grungy military style. Yeah. So I guess he probably just slides into the booth like all hunched up, and then like the waitresses are really nice to him because he's just a little kid to them. But like the whole weight of the world's on his shoulders, and they're like, "What are you feeling like today, sweetie?" And he's like, "I want a burger." Burger and a chocolate milkshake.
Like the usual Theo?
Yes. Yeah, and, like he gets the same thing every time. But like maybe he's really picky. It's like just a burger with cheese on there and that's it. Like normally it comes with a bunch of fixings, but they know he likes it just a plain
He's
cheeseburger.
a manly man.
Yeah, I love it. I'm in love with it.
I feel like Emmy is addicted to like gummy candies, like Sour Patch Kids.
I was gonna say amphetamines.
Swedish.
Gummy
That's
amphetamines.
not a food, okay? Yeah, so like Swedish Fish, Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, nice.
She runs on sugar.
Mm-hmm.
The amphetamine of children.
Shut up. Yes.
Borje just likes some cornbread.
That Swedish cornbread.
Swedish cornbread.
Swedish cornbread.
That doesn't have to be Swedish. He just likes all corn and bread.
Oh, corn.
So cornbread is the ultimate. Yeah.
Is the ultimate combination of the two best food groups, corn and bread.
Both grains, he loves it.
The more grains, the better. That's Borge's diet opinion.
Okay, now we do some questions to the group.
Right.
So, let's see. Who's the leader of the group?
I think the leader seems to be Emmy.
I guess it does seem
the
like
driving force.
Which I have.
Is it this way?
Yeah,
I have literally no lead skills, so it's gonna be great.
Yes, but you want to be the leader.
Yeah.
You're like the brains, but like you're the driving force, though. I think like your personality is more.
I'm the idea machine.
Interested in the investigation. Maybe like yeah. You're the one who gets us started into all of this stuff because your brain is already thinking about all the pathways, and you're like, we need to investigate more.
And you guys both like to help people, so I'm just really taking advantage of your natural tendencies.
Wow.
Well, I think both of us are a little suspicious. I mean, Theo likes to get into messes, and Borje has some concerning things happening around the farm. So
there's more to this world than meets the eye.
Exactly.
Who wants to be in the gang but has not been allowed in the gang?
I don't think that's applicable.
Nobody wants to be in your gang.
I like to imagine like maybe.
Does it have to be one of us?
No.
It can be
who
it can
outside
be an
of the group wants to be in your gang, but is on the outside?
I think maybe Theo and I were friends earlier or something, and like maybe we had another friend, and then Emmy came in and like pushed that friend out and was like, I'm the friend now.
I would do that, yes.
Just kind of snuck in there real fast when we weren't looking.
I would be like, you're my friends now.
I imagine she might struggle to like make friends easily, and so she was like, these two are friendly, or these two are vulnerable.
These two are amenable to my conversations.
There we go.
No, I feel like in my brain, I'm like, they need me. Like, it's not like you're vulnerable. It's like, you need my guiding hand.
I think that I like to imagine that she likes Borje though, because I remember, I'm talking like I'm this character. Like, you were like saying some
like, do I
super
like
story?
You?
No. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's not get into that.
Not get into that. But I think like you had some story that
Mm.
no one else was listening, and then like Borje just like, well, that sounds like he was just like, why would she be lying? Like, that's a cool story. You must have worked hard to do that. Like, it was just in passing, but you were like, I like you.
You are mine now. Done. You're in. Yeah, that's probably true. I support that. So we think that
need to name-
somebody.
yeah.
I ousted somebody.
Yeah, I don't know. I maybe maybe it wasn't just like through you alone. Maybe it was like they were already kind of
Maybe they
getting-
got picked to go up a grade or something, or I don't know, something happened that like also distanced them from you.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of.
Maybe they got popular.
Maybe they like moved away and then
Ooh,
have
what
only
if it was
recently
a-
moved back.
What if it was a girl that had a crush on Theo, and Theo was like, no, I'm too cool for that. I get
I
into
don't do crushes.
Yeah, and so he was like trying to get rid of her, and then
Oh,
he
yeah,
like
I like that a lot,
grabbed Emmy and was like,
actually.
Emmy's my friend now, you're out.
Yeah, he started hanging out with Emmy instead. Because he knew she's too wrapped up in her conspiracy theories to be interested in anything else at the moment.
I'm like, are you in an encyclopedia? No, I don't care.
Yes, I like that a lot.
I'm what is it?
So she's still maybe in our grade and kind of like hangs around and tries to figure out what
Maybe
we're
she
doing.
slips like notes to you, like you find things in your locker that are like love notes, and you're just like,
What if her name is Hannah Sophia?
Anna Sophia.
Just
I
looking
like
at
Sophia. Just
Okay.
maybe Sophia.
Sophia.
Theo and Sophia.
Okay. Last one. What sets you apart from other kids? Your group.
As a group?
Yeah.
The Secret Helper Society?
Emmy doesn't let them talk to us.
That's not true. I want you to gather information.
I think that we just all
I'm
don't
not
have...
a total dictator.
I think I'm like that weird older guy that's not very smart, so people don't want to talk to me. Sean or Theo is probably like trouble, and he's probably like he tries to be mean to other kids sometimes. Or like
I think he's maybe standoffish and like because he cuts class a bunch and
and then
people have like heard reports of him like breaking into stuff, so they think he's kind of just sketchy.
Yeah.
So they just don't really.
Scary.
And then Emmy's just hard to get along with. Sometimes she can come off a
What?
little
She's
rough.
got a strong personality.
Strong person. So I think we just all the other kids naturally don't want to talk to us.
We're kind of just outsiders.
We have like a natural social barrier is what sets us apart.
Yes.
Or
And if that
maybe,
fails, we
like-
have a tractor.
Yeah. Do we think would the kids be like worried that maybe Theo's parents are so closely tied to the loop? Like, do we think that would be
The loop is a pretty normal job to have.
is
Like,
normal?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, never mind then. I
There's
was
a lot of
okay, so
people
what's-
that live here just to work at the loop.
So maybe
Um.
we like people don't get along with us, but we get along with people. Like
No, we don't have anything wrong with like.
yeah, so like people don't like us, but we're like
We don't
we
need
help
you.
people. Yeah, we like still help people and do good things.
Yeah, I think Theo gets along relatively well with his classmates. They just don't
They just don't
try
get
to
it.
hang out with him all the time.
Got along with all of my classmates for so many years.
Yeah.
Every year,
It's like
Or
new
you're just
classmates.
used to it.
We're just not actively trying to make enemies out there, shunning every kid. But they're, or maybe, I don't know, maybe they're just not as like bought into sort of the weird stuff that's happening.
I guess.
Yeah.
So did Emmy like just move here this year then? I feel like that
I
might
could.
fit. Or do you feel like you've been here for a while?
No, I mean that could work because there could be like so much that I don't know.
Maybe
And
like
so,
a year or
I
two
need
or
to look
something?
into it. Yeah. And maybe I see things with fresh eyes, and that's why I'm like, guys,
Right.
this is not normal.
Feels like, yeah, we just got some robots passing through Borge's fields. It's fine. They don't
And I'm
do
like,
nothing.
That's not normal.
A
Militant
velociraptor
robots.
races across the beach. He's like, get!
Well, I don't know. I don't know if the rest of the world is like this or if it's just here. I think it's
They
more
are.
concentrated here for sure, but
Yeah, I think maybe the vestiges of like the tech have spread out, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's like super extra in this area.
yeah. Cool. All right,
And
are you
Abby's
guys
like,
ready?
This is my field. This is like a
Yeah.
playground.
So we have to introduce the kids first, and we do that by doing like a nice little scene with no trouble, just like a nice little everyday scene in life. So if any of you have
nervous.
ideas, you can suggest one. Otherwise, I'll just give you a random one.
So
You said
like,
it's
is
summertime?
it with the
So
others,
it's
Summertime,
summertime,
yeah.
so
is it-
no school.
It's by yourself, yes.
Oh, it's by yourself. Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
I have one for
Okay.
Borge, maybe.
Yeah. What is it?
Actually, no, I don't like that
Okay.
because it's opposite of what we said earlier, so it doesn't actually make sense. I was gonna say like meeting with the teacher saying that you didn't pass this school year, but we said that they did pass this school year.
Yeah.
So, oh, it could be with the police officer asking me to help her out on the boat this
Oh,
weekend.
sure. Yeah. Do you want to do that?
No.
Okay.
Someone else come up with one.
I don't have a good one. I was thinking maybe one of Theo's little like helpful gestures, but I was trying to think of a good.
I feel like
What
you
if
could help the
Theo is
waitresses.
arrested by the police
secretly.
officer and she lets us off, but we have to help her on the boat this weekend?
I do like that actually.
But it's supposed to be individual, so
Yeah.
get out of here. I guess.
Yeah.
What's one of the random ones, Abby?
Yeah,
Just
so
read it out.
Theo, I'll give you one.
Oh.
All right.
Um,
I can't say no at this point.
so Theo, I think you get back to your house, like maybe it's the afternoon and you've left the group and you're coming back home. And as you kind of approach the front door, ready to get in, you hear yelling from inside, and it sounds like your parents.
Theo just turns around and starts walking back away. It's like, I'm not putting up with this crap again. I
Or-
think the I think like in that situation he would see if he could find Borge in the fields maybe.
Or is it dinner time, so he goes to the
Or is it-
diner to get a burger?
Yeah, maybe it's dinner time, and your parents
it's
would be
dinner.
making dinner now, and you go to the diner.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of cash from his allowance.
Allowance.
So he kind of his allowance is money that he steals from his parents. Steals. It's whatever. It's the family's money, right? So I imagine like it's one of those like neon, like it's got a bunch of
Mhm.
neon like American diner, sort of that chrome, purple and like magenta.
100%
light everywhere.
authentic American cheeseburgers.
Right. Yeah, it's got a sign advertising their cheeseburgers. And so he kind of like goes in, he's got his like military boots on and kind of like stomps in the front door a little bit, his hands in his pockets and in the jacket pockets, and like his head's kind of down. He just trudges in. How the town's not too big, is it?
No, so
I think
you're on the map page, I think, and you can see. Well, let me take you to the bigger one. I'll show the screen.
Oh,
That's not it.
there's the diner.
I have to do a stopover because there's too many tabs.
Is a big boy map.
Here it is. So you can see different like service tunnels, ferry routes, transport tunnels, civilian roads, and then like where industrial and populated area is. So there's like a couple little cities here and there, but you're like in a smaller city, I think, kind of north, like Lunda or something. What is that? Skarnhelmen? Somewhere up there.
Okay. Yeah. So I think it's not like the diner is by no means full. Like maybe there's one or two other people,
Yeah.
and he just goes to his booth in the back corner. That's just like Theo's booth nowadays.
I think
And like we said, one of the waitresses comes over and is like, "How are you doing, sweetie?" And is like, "Just a regular today." And Theo's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I think you come in the door and maybe there's a bell that rings and she's
Oh yeah.
like, "Oh hey, hun, like rough day at home. Like, can I get you the usual?" And
It's like, yeah,
you know,
gonna stay here maybe for a little bit.
Extra whip.
she gives you 2 cherries on your chocolate milkshake when she brings it to you.
Thanks,
Like,
Marge.
yeah.
You're the best.
No problem. Feel free to stay here as long as you like.
Yeah, so I think you just munch on that for a while, nurse milkshake, you know. And maybe once it it gets full on dark, then he would try and come back home.
Okay. I think you go back home and maybe your dad is sitting like watching TV and your mom is like nowhere to be found. And do you like sneak in the house or do you just go in normal and
I think he just goes in normal.
okay.
He usually sneaks out. And if he's coming back at a bad time, he sneaks in. But like, since this is still relatively I imagine it's only like maybe 8 o'clock or something. Like
Yeah.
it's not too crazy late. I think he just kind of walks in, but he's like immediately beelines for his room, of course.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say you can always. I feel like you say if it's like a reasonable time, you can always be like, "Oh, I was studying with Emmy."
It's his
Like,
go-to
I'm your
lie.
like cover. I'm the like your cover.
Although it's
story.
summer, so I don't know how much.
For the next school year, they must
No.
pass.
She's whipping
They
these
think
boys
that
into shape.
They're not exactly. My parents are like not sure how they feel about Emmy, but they're like, she's definitely better than Borje.
So you go in the front door and you close the door behind you, and without looking away from the TV, your dad just like gives you kind of a frank like, where were you? Why were you out so late?
He's like, nowhere, Dad. I was just out, and I'm back. And then he just starts going up to his room.
Okay, great.
Dismissive. Does
Yep.
not respect his
Fantastic.
Father.
Father.
Question mark.
Up in the air.
All right, sweet, good scene.
This parental figure. And then he flops onto the bed and immediately puts on Sweet Dreams by the Eurythmics.
Wow.
Chill out. Relax. It's been a tough day eating burgers and milkshakes. It's a hard life.
Healthy lifestyle.
He's a 12-year-old. They can eat anything.
Do either of you have ideas, or do you want a random one?
I have an idea.
Okay.
I feel like I will wake up and I listen to some Dolly Parton. It's like my getting ready for like the day song.
9 to 5.
Yeah. Stumble out of bed and da 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 da. She's just like she's like, I got a lot on my schedule today. Which the main point of today is after our Dolly Parton pep song, she goes down to visit her author friend because I feel like the author is like Professor Trelawney. I think I said this last time. Like total kind of like mystic conspiracy like fantasy author, and I feel like she releases like serial stories like in a magazine or something. So Emmy goes and visits her and like reads the latest episode like as soon as it's printed, and they like read it together. And Emmy is like, she takes all of these like fictional stories like to heart, and she's like, I see what you're saying, you know. She's like she like reads into them too much, and she's like, I had no idea robots were behind it all. And or whatever it is, she just kind of like gives like a wink to, her author friend, and like is taking notes on whatever the latest episode is in this story that's being printed in the local magazine. So I feel like she goes, she has her like chat, maybe she reviews a little, like she has a chat, and like what Emmy's saying, Emmy thinks they're having a deeper conversation than they actually are.
Yeah.
That's fraught with like secret signals. And the author is like, oh yeah, great day. And she's like, great day. You said that last time. Like it's a sign that,
Yeah, maybe you show up and the author's like, they're maybe do they own a bookshop maybe? And they just like also write at that's what my mental image is.
I'm feeling like bookshop or like cafe, kind of cafe bookshop, newspaper stand. I don't know.
Coffee shop plus newspaper stand plus whatever she writes. Plus, yeah, so you show up and she's like
plus
shelving
spy training center.
She's shelving some magazines. Does she write books or magazines?
I think she
writes like short comics.
I think she writes like short almost like comics, but it's like each week there's a new chapter released, essentially, in the local paper.
Conspiracy Digest.
Yeah, but they're all fictional stories that Emmy interprets more literally than they actually are.
So I think you show up to this bookshop. Or whatever, the cafe, magazine stand, whatever, and she doesn't seem to, like, the door's open and the sign says that they're open, but you don't see her around, but she does have like a little checkout desk and a little like dingy bell.
Yeah, I feel like I go there all the time, so I just like hop up behind the counter and like help myself to some gummy candies. And I like pick up the latest print of like whatever she has, and I like wait, and then I'll kind of like finish it, and if she's not there, I like start nosing around, and I'm like, oh, Hannah, where are you? And I like ding the bell, and then maybe I'll take that time to I'll snoop around a little bit, and I'll be like, oh, she's not here, and I'll just like creep into her office.
Yeah. I think as soon as you start snooping, she comes out from like the back room, and you spook her a little bit, and she's like, oh, Amy, like I wasn't expecting to see you so soon again.
Emmy's like, oh, I just came in for the latest episode. And I'm like hiding a thing of candies behind my back. And I had like spit one out when I saw her.
Yeah, she comes out and she's like, well, it literally just stopped. Like, it's still warm off the printer. So let's go.
Like, I can't wait to see what happens to Jemison next. He was being held hostage by psycho robots last time.
Oh yeah, this is a good one. I think you'll like it. And she like takes you over to a little reading nook, and maybe she hands you a copy, and she'll take her own copy, and you like go through it together, but you have your own two little copies.
And maybe to like keep me distracted, she's like, "Tell me what you really think." And so like I like know that I need to find the bigger picture within this story, so I read it maybe like 3 times over to like find the secret meaning, and then like I wait until some customers come in, come out, I like observe them, like take some notes. And then like when the coast is clear, then I'm like, Hannah, this is incredible.
Groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking. You've done it again. And she's like, oh yeah,
Like, well, I'm glad you liked it. I mean, come back next week. I'm
Come
sure
back.
you'll be here.
I'll be like, this is so great. I don't know what I would do without you telling me these things. This town really doesn't deserve you.
That's very sweet of you, dear.
She hops off, like, takes the candies back out of her pocket and, like, chews.
Oh, they're all
smacks them.
fuzzy.
They're all fuzzy. Doesn't matter. Don't notice. And I, go to my special stakeout spots for the day. Take some notes. I see that Theo is at his I gotta be alone at my burger joint place.
Yeah, he doesn't really invite other people to the burger place very often.
Yeah, Emmy knows that
noticed.
she's not supposed to
Interrupt
maybe
Theo's
he's
alone
brought
time.
all three of us there once or twice, but it's like one of Theo's spots.
Yeah, she writes in her journal. Theo having shake with extra whip. Must have been a bad day. We'll check back. And I feel like she kicks around. Maybe doesn't go to Borge's house because it's far. I feel like it's a little far. And then she goes home and, her mom is just like, how was your day? Did you learn anything? My mom tries.
She tries?
But
okay.
But then she quickly realizes that she cannot actually understand anything that I'm saying.
Right. She tries and then she's like, oh, that's nice, sweetie. Uh-huh.
And then she quickly diverts attention.
Would you like dinner?
Exactly. And I'm like, it's fine, Mom.
The pain of this family is that it is exceedingly normal.
Yes. So normal.
So normal, so boring. And Emmy's over here uncovering the secret truths of the universe.
Correct. And they actually couldn't care less. They're like, oh, so good.
What about Borge, Logan? Do you have an idea?
I do have an idea, and I already sort of know the outcome, so I'm just going to say that. So
Okay.
I think that the police officer, Marie, maybe her husband is like a pharmacist or something. He runs a drugstore. And so Borge takes the equivalent of a quarter or something to try and buy some medicine for his mom. He doesn't know what she needs. This is not enough money, but he doesn't really.
Okay, yeah.
He's just going to and then eventually the guy will be like, okay, well, you can have that, but my wife needs help on the boat this weekend or something like that. So that's going to be. But I think
I think you go to the drugstore, whatever.
What's it called? Drugs R Us.
Blanking drugstore.
Blanking drugstore. And I think I go and I spend quite a while
just perusing
at the section. I don't know what section I'm in. I don't really read all that well. I'm just like, this one's pink. It must be good. Pepto-Bismol. This'll work. So I just grab it and I take it up to the counter.
And he greets you and he's like, will that be all for you?
Yes, sir, Mr. Blanking. One of these, and here's some money for you. I'll put the little quarter up out of Pepto-Bismol. That enough? I don't have much more.
He takes it, and he takes the quarter, and he's like, who's this for?
Oh, my mom, she's real sick. She can't go to the doctor, so I'm getting her some of this here for her. She's a real sick, sir.
What? How is she sick? What does she have stomach aches, stomach troubles?
Oh yeah, she got stomach ache, she got headache, she's real messed up. Body ache.
Every kind of ache.
Her knee hurts. She can't get up in the morning. I don't know what she needs. I thought this might help. I don't know.
Okay, you just stay here. I'll be right back. And he goes into the back. and is back there for a couple minutes, and you hear some murmuring and stuff, and then Ingmarie comes out with him.
I feel like we hear like a Marie. I just can't keep giving him medicine like this. He just keeps coming in every week for something new.
No, she comes out. Maybe you've talked with her before. And she's out of uniform right now, but you know that she's a police officer. She's like, oh, hello, Borje. Is your mod... Did the last medicine work for her? Is she doing better?
I know that last one didn't work, but this new one, I think it's pink, so I think it might work. You know,
That's what I was going to say. I mean, pink, you can't go wrong.
you can't go wrong with pink.
Well, let me tell you. This quarter that you've brought in is not enough for this pink. I mean, pink is expensive.
Oh,
You've got to
shucks.
understand.
Oh shucks, Blanking, Miss Blanking, I didn't know. I thought maybe this would be enough. That's all I had. I got it from my friend Theo. His parents give him an allowance. It's just crazy stuff. He got money all over the place, so he gave me this quarter, and I thought I'd come in and buy some medicine.
Well, yeah, I'll make you a deal. Are you ready for this deal? There's some investigating I want to do out on the lake.
Oh
pretty
yeah,
soon.
I'm not very good at investigating.
No. You'll be. I just need somebody to be able to like help me row my boat around and like push it out. You're a strong man.
Oh shucks, you used to do nice, Blanking.
So if you want to come help me out on my boat, just keep an eye out for me, protect me. I'll pick you out some medicine and you can see if they work for your mom.
That sounds like a deal, Miss Blanking. Thank you so much.
So she goes, and her husband kind of like sighs and sits back down behind the counter. And she picks out a couple of like little pills and things and kind of goes and talks to him to make sure they won't react with each other.
He like takes one and is like, nope, that's chemotherapy. You don't want to give her that one.
He's like, this is Tums. Tums is good.
Tums, ibuprofen, and Pepto-Bismol. And she like gathers these up and gives them to you, and then gives you a place to meet her like in a week.
Okay.
On the weekend.
And you're sure these will help? And how much does she take?
I mean, just try them. There's instructions on them.
Could you just tell them to me?
Yeah, okay,
real
so
quick?
this one's 2 pills per 4 hours.
You can't
and this
read?
one's- So she tells you all this information.
Oh, sounds good. I'll make sure. 4 pills in 2 hours. Okay, thank you. And he'll take it and he'll walk. He'll head out.
Okay, great.
And I think
Fantastic.
he'll probably make cornbread and just like put all of them into the cornbread to give to his mom because she doesn't take medicine. So it's like pink cornbread, but she just eats it anyway.
She's
Very-
lost her sense
very-
of taste.
Very fluffy with the Tums, though. She remarks on how fluffy it is.
She's like, oh, I feel like there's extra calcium in this.
Tums cornbread. Pink Tums cornbread.
Oh. Don't try this at home, kids.
Do not try that at home. Fantastic. So then I think you all meet up maybe the next day at the semi-trailer at Borje's place. Like catch up on what happened.
What's the name? Is it just the hideout, or does it have a cool name, Emmy?
Oh, just does it have a name?
I feel like you've named it something very similar to the bookstore because this is your bookstore.
Yes. So
No pressure.
It's Central Command.
Central HQ, head command. Yeah.
HQ, head command. Head command.
That was too hard.
Shut up!
It's Swedish.
Head question. Head question. HQ. Head command.
It's called the Inquisition. That's what our.
No one suspects the Spanish Inquisition.
The head questioner.
Except for Emmy, she's all on that.
She is the Spanish Inquisition. It's the Emmy Inquisition.
The Emmy Inquisition. Okay, yes, there should be a cool name. I can't think of it.
It's just the hideout for now. Yeah.
The hideout for now.
Hideout. You all meet up there. Do you have anything to talk about your days? Does Emmy share this new chapter?
Emmy goes through her agenda. The agenda for today. No, I think
for today's meeting.
Yes, the morning meeting that we have. Yeah, I feel like she's like, guys, be on the lookout. Robots. I just went to Hana's and I learned all about the new robot conspiracy. So, yeah.
Emmy, how many times do we have to tell you? There's robots everywhere here. They're just normal.
That's not the way it is everywhere else.
They don't mean nothing. They just do their job like they're supposed to. Sometimes if they don't, you fix them and they do again.
Well, guys.
Borje is right.
But also, people have been going through my notes. I'm not crazy. I set traps, and the last 2 days, it's been disturbed. Somebody's been going through my notes.
Oh,
so
in your house?
Maybe it's your sister. Maybe she just wants to be an investigator like you.
No, guys. Do you think I would be silly enough to leave my notes where my parents could find them? They're in like a ceiling tile, and.
What are they here in the hideout?
She's like, I obviously keep my notes in separate places. I don't keep everything centralized. That would be folly.
Gosh, Amy, you're so smart. I just put them all in one big place.
Labeled notes.
Leave them all open, too.
Top secret.
Bake them in some cornbread.
Borje, I'd love to see what notes you write.
Anyway, I just wanted you guys to
remember last summer when we did try to get you to actually write notes to be Emmy's note taker? I don't think it went so good.
But I sure had a great time being what you call a secretary. Oh boy, that was a fun job.
Emmy was
kept
like,
losing all the pencils.
Emmy was like, we'll work on it. We'll work on it. But wait, Theo, enough about me. I saw you at your hideout. How did you have our day? What was that about? Why did you need the extra whip? At 6:06 p.m.
Theo just kind of like scuffs the ground a little bit. He's like, parents have kind of fighting or whatever. I think they've been talking about sending me to some dumb boarding school. Not like a boarding school could hold me. So I don't know.
Boarding school?
Well, maybe you could learn to be a carpenter.
Not that kind of boarding school, Borje. It's probably one that like works with the loop or whatever. They think they know what they can do with me and what my life is gonna be, but they don't know nothing.
And he pats you on the back. It's like,
it's whatever.
I get it.
Nothing a good burger can't fix. What did I call the waitress? I already forgot. I want to write that down.
Marge.
Marge is the best.
Thanks, Theo, for that quarter. I got some good medicine for my mom.
Emmy's like,
you want another quarter?
What medicine did you get for a quarter?
I don't think I need any more. I have good hopes about this medicine. It was pink and some pills and stuff, and I followed all directions, so I think this one will work, I think.
Theo just gives Emmy a look.
We're just like...
Borje followed directions? Written directions?
No, I had her talking to me.
You remembered
to me.
Vocal directions?
And Emmy was like, you baked it into cornbread, didn't you?
It's happened before. It's a common theme.
I know you said not to, but I couldn't get Ma to eat any other way.
Oh. Emmy heart breaks just like a tiny bit breaking of heart. She's like, I know, Borje. Um, did she eat it?
Sure did.
Is she feeling better this morning?
No, I think it takes some time to work.
Okay. You show it to me next time we're at your house.
Knowing last time, there's probably not any left, Emmy.
Emmy's like, damn it, you're
Borge probably ate some of it too.
It is his favorite food.
Yeah. While this is all happening, I think, Theo, you hear some, like, chatting outside of the hut?
Chatting?
And it's like, yeah, it sounds like, oh, look at me, I found a peanut. A peanut? Some wheat? Oh, yeah. Cornbread, too?
Theo, like,
Yum, 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 yum.
shushes everyone, like, shh, what's outside? And then, like, he goes into, like, sneak mode and is, like, peering out of one of the windows, which I, like, I wonder if do they have curtains, or do we think they're, like, partially boarded up? Like, he's peeking out of, like, a little gap in the boards, maybe?
Yeah, I think Emmy had us install some protective measures.
100% yes. You
Yes.
guys trip them half the time, but it's okay.
Yeah, so he definitely peeked.
So you peek through and you see like 4-ish pigeons of various colors, like walking around on the ground, like pecking at some stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, this is the good stuff. And you see one that has like a piece of pink cornbread, like carrying it around, and some others are chasing it. Like, stay away from me and my cornbread.
Theo was like, Emmy, there's talking birds outside. I don't know what's going on.
I'm like, see, this is why this town isn't normal. She's like, don't worry, there was an expose on birds a month ago. I know how to handle this. So I feel like Emmy goes over and she brings out her encyclopedia.
Yep.
Quickly reads up on pigeons.
Yeah.
And she's like, yep, they're exhibiting abnormal pigeon behavior.
Yeah, so you should make a comprehend roll.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, first roll of the system.
Roll of the system. A what roll? Comprehend? No bonus dice.
You get, I mean, you're pulling out your encyclopedia, so you get 2 bonus
JK.
dice.
I didn't do it.
You did really good,
Well,
though. You
did
got 3
really
successes.
good. Oh my goodness.
That's fine.
Oh, which means you can apply bonus stuff.
You can buy things.
You can
like
buy
medicine.
With my
maybe not
comprehend
medicine,
roll.
but
Let me scroll down to comprehend.
Just
I know,
kidding.
I'm trying to
Comprehend only has 1.
You get additional information
that
plus
sucks.
a bonus die to 1 roll when you use that information.
Up to +3.
Okay.
Oh, so you could use you could get a +2 to any roll.
Yeah.
Relating to whatever information is.
So, what are the things you can purchase? It's just one thing.
Just one thing. I get additional information and a +1 bonus die to 1 roll when you use the information. Up to +3. So I'll get +2. If I use both of those, I'll get a +2 when I implement whatever information you give.
Perfect. Additional information. Okay. So you do in fact realize that these birds, the pigeons, seem to be working in groups in a way that's very unusual for birds of any species. You see a couple, like there's these 4 that you notice that are kind of fighting over some food. But you also... And talking, yes. But you also, as you kind of like keep looking around, you also see some that are like flying through the air, helping each other carry heavy branches. And you see some others that are like rifling through some different food supplies and like pick up a bunch of it, don't eat it, and like fly off with it.
So these birds,
And they're all
are
chatting
working
as they're
towards-
doing it.
They're working towards a greater purpose, essentially.
Yeah.
This is a
Follow
highly
those
organized
birds.
criminal bird activity.
They're mafia pigeons. Oh God.
The other thing, I guess, your additional information. So
Mhm.
you know that in order to understand more about what's happening here, you would need to talk to, like, either find expert information or talk to an expert. And you've heard of an ornithologist named Mats Tingblad, who lives in a secluded house nearby. But it's rumored, so he used to be like a very well-respected ornithologist.
Mhm.
And then recently something happened and like people don't really go talk to him anymore and he doesn't give talks.
He
He's
was
just
on
kind
my
of
to
disappeared.
investigate list.
He's
Yes.
a disgraced ornithologist.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than a disgraced ornithologist show.
But he lives in the area and you know where his house is because you know where everybody lives.
I'm like, guys, these are not normal pigeons.
Well, what makes you say that?
They're
Borje,
exhibiting
they're talking.
They're talking.
Well,
They're exhibiting teamwork.
Well, all birds could talk. They never had anything to say until now.
And I'm like, you're not wrong.
Theo is also kind of like, on one level, you aren't wrong.
I think that's always how it is with Borje. We're like, you're not wrong.
You're just not exactly right.
All right. I'm like, okay, well, talking aside, they're like, they're stealing your cornbread, and B, they're flying off somewhere with it. So we should follow them. I have a feeling they're going to be flying to this ornithologist's house. So we should follow them and investigate this house.
Definitely.
This guy
Follow
is,
the
like, real
pigeons.
sketchy. Follow the pigeons
All right.
to the house.
If you all want to follow the pigeons, you all have to make move rolls.
Oh, move is just
Wonderful.
move from place to place?
Yep.
I love it.
And do I
Can
do
I
Gosh.
can I load us all onto the tractor and get us over there?
Oh yeah.
Tractor hoe.
So you can have a +2 to
Go.
yours.
And then, can move be used to give people successes? And I think it can. Yeah, you can give another kid a success, so you might want to go first. And then might be able to just success it. Oh, just only
One
one
success?
Okay. I'll go next, because I think mine's the next highest.
Okay.
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 One success.
And so I can use my +2 on this move because I know where he is.
Yeah, sure. That's good. Get those iconic items out.
Bum bum bum. Yeah, I like amend my encyclopedia when zero
Oh.
success with 2 bonuses.
So you can spend a point of luck to reroll, or you'll take a
Uh-huh.
condition from this all.
There's none of you're exhausted from running behind the tractor.
Yeah, I'll spend a luck point to reroll.
Okay.
How do I get luck back? Remind me.
It refreshes every session.
Until you get
So-
older.
I reroll without the bonus though this time, right?
No, you just hit reroll and you should get the bonus still.
Okay. Ba-ba-da-ba.
Hey, nice.
Hey. Okay. 2 successes.
You can give a success to another kid, impress someone, or no one notices you.
I give a success to another kid, but we all succeeded on that roll, right?
We did. Do you want to impress someone?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
The
teaching you to
pigeons.
drive, so I let you drive.
Yeah, you let me drive, and I'm like, look, I'm learning.
But I think you're really bad, so I think I'm sort of actually steering. But
You're impressed at
You're
how bad I
driving.
am.
no, you're doing better.
I think.
Ah,
Okay, along the way, we'll have a little normal scene before you get to your destination. So I think You hear like some like a car pull up behind you, and some sirens go like. Wah, wah. However, if police like flash their sirens instead of actually turning them on, and you see Ingmarie, is that her name?
That's her name.
See Ingmarie pull up next to you, in her little police convertible that she drives around. And she kind of like drives slower next to the tractor and like waves at you guys.
Oh, howdy there, Miss Blanking.
I think Theo kind of shrinks into the back, like tries to hide behind either Borje or like because Emmy's driving, so he's like kind of trying to hide behind Borje, and his like doesn't respond.
Like, who's this young lady you're teaching how to drive your tractor?
Oh, this is Emmy. She's mighty good at everything, but I'm trying to teach her how to drive.
But she's picking it up really good. Yeah, doing a good job. She's not
picking it up; it's down on the ground still. She could fly it. That'd be crazy. Oh my goodness!
I mean, have you seen the floating tractors that Farmer Brown has?
I hope someday Theo can give me enough quarters to buy one of those.
Yeah, I think you're gonna need a lot of quarters, though, Borje.
Theo gets a lot of quarters. Sometimes he just takes them from people. It's not.
And I'm like,
nice.
That's enough of that, Borje.
Theo like hates Borje.
He's
like, I don't take them from people.
Slow, I don't know how to drive anymore.
You're right. He finds them and then he tells me he gives them back to him. So,
Borje, please stop.
I want Theo to roll something.
Theo doesn't want to roll anything.
Theo gets to roll something. You can roll sneak.
You could roll charm or sneak.
Sneak.
It's pretty sneaky. 2 successes.
Nice.
Hell yeah. I can give a success to something else, or I can find something unexpected or more of what you were looking for.
Some more quarters.
Finding something unexpected works?
Yeah. I mean, it has to if you choose that. So.
Well, that's the one I want to choose,
you
so
have
make it happen. Power.
So you're kind of shrinking down into this tractor. And you...
Pulling my jacket up a little bit. Like collar and just huddling. And elbowing Borje whenever he says something bad and like whispering like, Borje, stop it. I don't steal quarters.
Whoops, I didn't mean that.
And you kind of like huddle down into the tractor, and your like hand slips into like a little like a crevice in the tractor, like maybe above the wheel or something. Like you just touch something and it feels like sticky or twiggy, like a nest or
Sappy?
something. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, Theo maybe like pulls his hand back real fast and is like, the hell is that doing? And like is confused why that would be in the tractor. I don't think he says anything for now, but like once we get off he'll investigate probably.
Okay, cool. And then Ingmarie leaves you alone. She just continues conversation.
That's all
and
she
is like, I'll see you on the boat this weekend, Borje. And
it's a small town. It's all about just talking to everyone.
And Emmy's like, boat? What? She's like, we're talking about this later.
Okay,
we'll be talking about this boat, young man.
You have a nice day now.
Miss Blanking,
you have a nice day.
I love it. Okay, and then you make it to your destination. So the pigeons are flying to... I'll show you, actually.
Ooh.
Follow the pigeons.
I just have to drop you off here.
Where are the pigeons taking us? We're going for a swim.
Is this just zoomed in of the other map? Okay. Pigeon's nest.
It's the best landmark I could have ever hoped for.
You find the pigeon's nest. I'll pull this up so stream can see it too. Too many
Oh, you
tabs.
moved the pigeon's nest.
Oopsies. There we
Oh.
go. Yep, so there's the pigeon's nest right here. And you roll your way up with your tractor.
Should we
And
honk?
No.
Let him know we're here? Okay.
you
She's
see
like, no.
just a congregation of pigeons arriving as the pigeons that you followed arrive as well. And kind of at the top of this cliff, you see just a enormously massive nest. But it's quite high up and on pretty precarious cliffside. So you can't make out too many details, but you do see a lot of pigeons arriving here.
What do you think they're doing?
They're building a nest.
They got a lot of babies in there,
Weird.
probably.
Are the pigeons all like carrying stuff?
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Well, maybe we could ask one of them.
They do talk.
They do talk.
Theo wants to investigate that, whatever he
investigate,
found
yeah.
in the tractor.
Okay, sure. So
Real
you pull
fast.
that out, and it's like a littler nest, but it has like pieces of metal kind of like reinforcing it. And it looks like this nest, it looks like the nest that's up on the cliff, except smaller, and it's been abandoned. Like, it doesn't look like it. It's like cobwebby and hasn't been used for a while.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Theo, yeah, he like grabs it, kind of looks it over, and like holds it up and squints, and is like, "They're kind of the same, aren't they?" And he like hands it over to Emmy. It's like, it's a weird nest, anyways. Or like, maybe he's like, "Borje, do you know what birds' nests usually look like?"
I think
you know.
Borge just hopped off the tractor, and while you guys are looking at that, I think he's calling out to the birds, trying to talk to one of them.
Good.
Great.
Okay, you call
I
out to
just
these
imagine
birds, and they're very far away. But so they don't seem to respond. But you do notice, so that all these pigeons are kind of congregating, and they seem to be traveling like in flocks. And there are some like gulls kind of circling the nest area as well, seagulls, just above,
Okay,
kind of watching
so
it.
can we? Emmy's like, where is our scientist man? Where is our ornithologist?
Yeah, so you know that guy lives here.
Oh. Not close at all.
Back the way we came.
Interesting.
Okay, well, we found the nest. Theo might be tempted to try and get up there or get closer.
Okay. To get up there, you will need to move or sneak.
Oh, I will sneak. I will sneak my way as close as possible. 2 successes. Does anyone want to come with me and I can give you success, or I can try and find more stuff?
Maybe.
Go ahead.
It might be good to bring Emmy with me for like investigate.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'll bring Emmy with me, and I'm kind of like, well, it's time to finally be like all those spies in your novels, Emmy. Let's get on up there. And he kind of takes the lead and is like finding all the right footholds and stuff and like pointing them out to Emmy. As she's
like humming,
following.
dun, dun, dun.
There's like, Emmy, we're trying to sneak up on these birds. Stop
Got it.
singing.
Got it. Sorry.
She's just
She just hums quieter. Theo just looks like down back at you with like,
and then
this
she's
death
like,
stare. Starts cooing to fit in. Oh god. Okay, but I think we make it. I guess we make it pretty close to the nest.
Yeah, so you make it up to the nest, and you can see now that you can see the pigeons that are kind of scrambling around. talking to each other, and they're fighting over like different foods that are being brought back, and you can see that they have like a little pantry organized with the different kinds of foods, and like there's a couple in there that are fighting over
Where
who gets
does the pink cornbread go?
But there's a section for cornbread. There's no pink
There's a
cornbread.
cornbread.
though.
No
Section.
subsection pink.
No. That stuff is too good to bring back to the nest.
That's true. That
Never
is true.
felt
Okay.
better as a pigeon.
Um,
And you can see them. They're talking. They're talking about different things, and one of them's like sitting on some eggs, and some of them will pass by, and they're like, "Get away! These are my eggs. These are my babies."
So it's how big is the nest? Like you said, bigger than a regular.
There are
Nest size,
approximately
correct?
100 pigeons that are settled here, so it's a very large nest.
That's like a 10-foot nest or something.
They're not. I
least.
mean, they're not all here now, but that's how many exist
fit
in this
in the
nest.
nest?
is
Theo is just like
there-
in awe. He's like, "That's a big bird's nest."
Okay, so I think Emmy, now that she's here, is going to investigate,
Okay, yeah, roll investigate.
and we'll see how that goes. But I just imagine she's just like listening to what the pigeons are saying. She's like looking at their organization. She's like analyzing the nest materials. And let's see. Turns out.
Zero
No. But why?
You want to reroll?
Should did you use your? I guess. Do you think your encyclopedia could help you?
I could. I can.
Yeah.
You already
investigate
rolled, so you don't get your
but-
encyclopedia.
Abby.
No.
Fine. I will use my luck, my gracious luck points. One success.
Nice.
Yay.
All right, so you investigate this nest, trying not to disrupt any of these pigeons. So with Theo's help, you're able to kind of find the areas that are not occupied right now. And you can see this nest is really weird. It has like glass shards kind of sticking out of it that look like they've been put in for like protective purposes, like
Like
to
military.
yeah. And there's pieces of metal that are kind of like stuck in here too that seem to be somewhat intelligently placed, like in places that would make sense to either like structurally reinforce the nest or to guard it from predators like coming in. But interestingly enough, you find a piece of metal that's kind of sticking out close to where you are, and it looks like it's engraved with a label. The label is IEX4Z32.
Oh God. Wait.
IEX4Z32.
Yeah, that's it.
IEX43Z2. Wow.
You can
I got
make a
that.
follow-up comprehend or calculate roll if you want to see if you know anything about this.
Check your encyclopedia.
I'm gonna check my encyclopedia because I have been tracking random numbers on things.
If it's a machine, Borje might be better at it. I guess what's your calculate?
My calculate is 1.
What's
But
your
my
tech?
comprehend is 3.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know, Game Master. Is it more calculate or is it more comprehend?
You can do either.
Okay. I'm going to look up. So in the encyclopedia, there is definitely like a list of common like parts manufacturers
sure.
and their naming conventions.
Yeah.
So I will comprehend with my encyclopedia.
Okay.
This is the most
That's-
comprehensive encyclopedia you've ever found.
It's annotated, Sean.
That's true.
Do I get 2 bonus
do.
dice for
Yep.
my
Iconic item.
Yay!
3 successes. Oh my
Whoa.
goodness, you guys are rolling crazy.
I
get a
comprehend
Bunch of
very
additional
well.
info. And
'Two
3 extra die. No, 2 extra die.
2 extra die
'Cause
when I
your first
use
success just lets you do
doesn't
it.
no count. Yeah.
So, your encyclopedia, you flip and you look it up, and this naming convention would be used for a magnetrine ship.
Cool.
So you can deduce that these rusted metal pieces that are kind of being used in the nest are from a ship somewhere. And you think your encyclopedia doesn't have like a comprehensive list of magnetrine ships and where they would be located. But a library
it doesn't have,
might.
like, military grade info
It doesn't have it live location information.
Floating ships.
She's working on it, okay? It's a work in progress.
She has started to track like certain drones and stuff.
Noted drone in this location.
Yeah, exactly.
506.
Any regularized like drone or satellite info she has actually written down. Okay.
Okay, so I'm like, these birds are using, like, this is part of a magnetrine ship. This is not normal bird activity. If we didn't already know it was not normal, it's not. It's definitely
what do they need to fly for?
Now.
They're already birds. They can fly through the air already.
They're defending their nest. They have made a highly defensible nest. Can we tell if the gulls are nesting there too, or if they just like
make
hanging out?
Empathize, probably.
You think?
Or
yeah, it's like if you study an animal.
Okay, yeah, empathize sounds great.
Okay.
You need time to. If you succeed, well, you can ask 2 questions. What is its weak spot? How can I make it do something? What does it feel? What does it want?
Yeah, that sounds
good. What will
good.
it do?
That
What
sounds
is
good.
it lying? Is it lying?
Is it lying?
Does my previous roll help me do that? Do I get to use those bonuses for this or not?
I guess that information was more about the ships.
Yeah. I can try and empathize, or if somebody's better, I only have 1.
I could try and empathize.
Okay.
Unless
I'll be like, I don't know what these gulls are doing.
wants to empathize from down below.
Sure, I can be looking at those goals while y'all are climbing.
You talking to them?
Hey there. Hey, you go. What are you doing up there? Why you want to come down here?
Why are you so far away, gulls?
0 successes. Oh, you have a 1 in. I thought you were.
Shucks, they don't like me.
You want to re-roll, or are you sticking with it?
I'm not re-rolling on this.
Okay.
Just to get 0 successes again.
Yeah. You don't have very much luck to spare.
So you're talking to these gulls, and you kind of like wander off around this cliff to find some others that are like closer down, not necessarily like looking at the pigeons, but are like down on the beach. You're
yes.
talking to
at
them.
The sea.
Yes.
There should be gulls.
Yeah,
okay.
Seagulls. And these gulls like take notice of you. They'll like turn their heads towards you, and then they like
howdy.
Talking themselves up. They're like, oh, who's this guy? Who's this guy? And they like call in some more people.
Oh, I'm Borje.
Borje? That's a stupid name.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Gulls are mean, evil creatures.
And then they swarm you all at once from all directions, and they peck you and swarm you and are not nice at all. And you
take
not
very nice birds.
Injured condition.
Oh my god.
I think maybe Theo sees that happening and like is like, oh shit, Borje's in trouble. And he starts like scrambling down the cliff face.
Oh, please don't bite me. I just want to talk.
And then maybe eventually Theo gets that, like Borje isn't actually doing anything to try and get the seagulls away. And then Theo has to get down there and like run at them and like be like, shoot, and like try and like kick at them to actually get them to go away.
Why'd you do that? I was making progress.
Borje, they were hurting you.
They were just a little feisty.
You're
No.
covered in like bird poop and feathers.
And like, lacerations and puncture wounds.
It's not pretty.
That's fine. I got some medicine back at home.
They stole it. They stole your medicine cornbread.
Protect Borje.
Protect
It's our
Borje.
number one goal.
Protect Floof. I feel like Emmy has like clambered out the nest and is waiting for you guys to come back. Emmy's like, "You go fight the gulls. That sounds great."
Yeah. Theo pulls Borje back to the tractor and is like, "Let's get out of here. This place sucks."
Okay, yeah. As you're Emmy, as you're climbing down this cliff, you can see kind of like around the bend. There's maybe a road with a bridge that kind of goes over part of the ocean that like comes inland or something. And you can see a girl around 16 standing several hundred meters away on this bridge with a bike, and she's just standing there watching these birds through binoculars. And then
That's my job.
yeah.
Who's this hussy and why does she have binoculars?
As you continue climbing
Why is she
down,
investigating things?
as you continue climbing down, you see her kind of put her binoculars away and get on her bike and ride off, heading south.
Heading south, sort
Yep.
of in the direction that we need to go
Yep.
to get to what's his name's
Yep.
house. Great. Wonderful.
Oh my
Instantly
gosh, there's a
suspicious.
mysterious lady, there's a mysterious ship, these birds are talking.
And attacking us. It's one
Yeah,
thing
they
if they
weren't
talk,
too
it's another
friendly.
thing if they attack.
Maybe they
Oh my
smelled that
God.
cornbread on me.
I feel like Emmy's like, we're gonna have to go to the source. There's this guy. He's an ornithologist. He's
He's a what?
He studies birds. It would be cool, except I feel like he's not cool because this is highly suspicious.
Has he lived in the area for a while?
Yeah.
So me and
He's notable. He was notable up until he stopped for whatever reason.
yeah.
So you guys maybe just know him as like crazy old.
Yeah, I was probably like, I probably just know him as like old man Tingleblod. Tingblod.
King blood. Yeah. I guess so. Would heart, like, if I wanted to contact, that doesn't really fit here, does it?
Contact is like circles and burning wheel, so you roll it if you want to have somebody that you know that would
Okay.
be useful.
Got it. Okay.
I do think it's probably getting pretty late in the day. So you'll all have to go home, and then you can do whatever you want.
Why are we so constrained
I
by
know.
society?
Hey, we should be able to do whatever we want. We're kids on the move.
I'll
Do
drop
we
you
need to
off.
like hose off Borje first?
I don't think Borge's ma's doing anything about Borge.
I think maybe, Theo tries to like rustle up some.
I'll just go for a
Something
quick
from a-
dip in the pond when I get home.
We have a medicine, like a first aid kit in your tractor to clean up some of those wounds. I could try and heal you with lead.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah, so if you want to heal instead of healing with your anchor, I think you have to spend time in the
privately.
hideout.
With another kid.
Yeah. And then you can hang out and treat Borge's peck wound.
Yeah, I think maybe we drop Emmy off because she has a curfew that she abides by, and then
Mhm.
you don't abide by your curfew, so you.
Nope. Even though they're trying to get more strict about
It's getting past 5 o'clock, so Emmy's like, "Oh my God, Dolly Parton's calling me home."
The workday is ending.
9 to 5.
The outside workday is ending.
Do you take the tractor all the way back to Emmy's house, or would you just drop her off at the hideout and then
top
she
of the
can
hill.
bike back?
Oh, does she have a bike?
I don't know. I assume.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. You can either bike back or I can drop you off at your curb. I know Theo has like this whole thing if I have to drop him off like a block away behind something so that his parents don't see that he was on my
Mhm.
tractor.
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, I usually just don't let you use the tractor to get me home.
No tractors.
For emergency
I'd rather
moments.
walk and kick a can for the aesthetic.
Yeah, I feel like Emmy will just bike home because she doesn't want you guys to go out of your way. She doesn't, even though she, loves having minions, she does not want anybody to get hurt.
Yeah.
So she wants them to get cleaned up.
Okay, heal me.
Yeah, I think Theo, like y'all get to the hideout, and Emmy, of course, has a very good stash of first aid stuff because she's prepared for anything. And so there's like, okay, Borje, sit down. And how many times do I have to tell you? If someone gets in your face, sometimes you need to get in theirs.
Yeah, there's so many of those little faces though.
No, if something tries to hurt you, that gives you permission to hurt it back.
You're bigger than them.
You can stand up for yourself. While he tries to help fix him up a bit. And it looks like I have to I just roll to overcome a trouble using lead. Big money. Yes, 1 success. Okay, and the condition is healed.
Nice.
Oh shucks, you're smart. You should go to that board school like your parents said, become a doctor maybe.
A doctor is better than being some dumb scientist with a loop.
Then I don't have to pay quarters for medicine anymore.
I'll get you all the good drugs.
You won't
No.
even have to bake it in a cornbread.
Theo is anti-drugs, despite being a troublemaker. Okay, and then he probably just walks home.
Yeah, okay. Theo or Emmy, do you feel like either of your families have pets?
Not unless they're a science experiment.
Okay.
Does a 5-year-old count as a pet?
No.
I feel like that's how Emmy treats her sister. She's like,
maybe
pet.
Theo has tried to like bring home pets before, and every time they're like, the parents are like,
okay, so yeah, Theo,
and
you
so
know
maybe
this alley cat that you're like pretty good friends with.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And so Emmy bikes away, and you head off your own way and walk. And as you kind of get close to your house, you find like weird, like bloody piles of feathers, like leading off into different directions. Do you investigate it?
I was gonna say, is that like, do I know if the alley cat like normally is hunting birds and like, because sometimes they bring you gifts.
Right. No, I mean
But
it's
this
a
doesn't seem like
concerning
that.
amount of bloody feathers.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Theo definitely wants to follow through on whatever that is.
Okay. So you kind of follow the trail that seems to be leading. And you reach maybe a playground area, like something that's more open that has trees around it, but it's like an open area. And there's just a very large number of dead birds, like assorted, like sparrows and cardinals and the pigeons, so like what you saw earlier, and like all of these different kinds of birds just like scattered throughout this playground. And it looks like they've just been eviscerated. And then you also see kind of off in a corner like a dead dog that's also been scratched and like clawed.
This is terrible.
Yeah, and then this alley cat is like whining in a corner somewhere that like has scratches on her. Is like really scared of whatever happened.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think Theo like sees all of this, is confused. Maybe was like gonna go investigate the dog, and then but here's the cat whining, and he turns around and he sees this. I think it's like an orange orange cat of some kind, and he's like, Sparky, and then runs like over to the cat.
And
And
she kind of hisses at you as you approach, like she wouldn't normally do that, but she kind of like,
right,
backs away and flinches, and then realizes who you are.
huh? Yeah. Can I? Maybe would it be empathize? You think
To
to
see
figure
what?
out
Yeah,
what's
sure.
going on?
Is there like a medicine check?
I know. I was like, well, I did just heal someone with lead, but I don't think I can heal animals with that.
Let's see.
Think
Maybe
I don't.
investigate.
Investigate.
Yeah, to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm not good at investigating.
This isn't trouble though, so if you fail, you just won't learn anything.
Okay, sure. Well, I'll just investigate and hope for the best. Nope.
Nope.
I'll
So
re-roll.
okay.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
So you pick up Sparky like after she's okay with it, and you kind of pat her, and it looks like she has like some deep claw marks in her side, and also some like peck marks similar to what Borje had. But you're not like your house is not near the ocean, so you don't think it's seagulls. Maybe?
Yeah. But okay, yeah. So, but Sparky's wounded, and that's all I really care about. So maybe.
Sneak that cat into your house.
I could sneak the cat into my house. I could try and see, like, do a contact for like a vet or something, or like someone who I know will help me take care of her. Or
Borge is real good with animals.
Borge's real good with animals. Does Theo have time to go back to Borge?
What is curfew? Sparky is in danger.
What is curfew? Okay,
I'm
Theo will.
sure Emmy has set up, emergency meeting procedures. You could evoke those if you needed.
I don't think it's an He doesn't think it's an emergency meeting. Maybe. I don't. For some reason, I don't think he. I think he's maybe actually a little scared seeing all these like dead animals, so he doesn't necessarily want to walk all the way to Borges right this second.
That's
Unless he
reasonable.
has to. So I think maybe he's gonna do contact. I think he's gonna. I'm gonna see if he has a contact. I'm gonna reroll. Yes.
Nice.
Okay. So do we think there's like a vet in town maybe? Or
Yeah.
probably.
There's
Oh
probably a
yeah, there
vet.
has to be
There's
for the farm
farms.
animals
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah. So let's see. If I do contact, I think you get to pick. Oh, you get to tell them who they are. If you fail, blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. Okay, there's bonus effects, but it doesn't really tell you that much what it actually does. Okay, yeah. So maybe there's a local vet, and I go to their house
Okay, sure.
late at night, and I
You
knock on
show
the
up,
door,
yeah.
and I'm like, please, Mrs.
And there's this really cute 12-year-old with a sad cat.
Yeah.
My cat is all hurt, and I don't know what to do.
So, yeah, this vet, do you think they are a man or a woman vet?
I did say Mrs. So.
Mrs.? Okay. So this vet opens the door, and she is, like, dressed kind of ready for bed, and her husband kind of comes to the door with her. They're, like, wearing slippers and stuff. And you can hear the TV going on in the background. And they come to the door, and you're just standing there with this sad cat. She's like, oh my goodness, and she like rushes you into their dining room table and like has you put Sparky there and like runs and grabs some various like supplies, not anything serious, because it's not this maybe she does some stitches
a little
on
bit of
these
stitching,
yeah, on these scratches, but that's about it. She fixes Sparky up real good. She's like, what happened? What is this, your cat? What happened to her?
I don't know. I mean, Sparky's not really my cat. She's just in the alley nearby, but there was all these dead animals, and I don't know. Sparky was hurt, so I just, you know, it's the right thing to do. Wanted to help her out. And he kind of just like, it doesn't really want to follow through on the line of questioning.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like focusing on Sparky. Like, he doesn't really trust adults. So
Right.
he's like, you've already kind of done what I needed you to do.
Yep.
And I don't expect you to be able to help me solve whatever just happened.
Yeah, okay. So you end that conversation as quickly as possible. And you're like, "Oh, miss, I'm sorry to interrupt you. You must have been going to bed or whatever. I'll leave you be. Thank you for your help or whatever."
Mhm.
And you head out with Sparky. And Sparky seems happy. She's like grooming her paws a little bit and like checking out the stitches and seems better.
I'm just imagining like cat under like jacket, kind of like.
Yeah. I think she's cuddled like in his jacket, and he's gonna try and sneak her into the house,
Okay.
which has happened many times before, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Okay, roll sneak.
7 rolls for that. I should have used my lock picks, my dumb lock picks. Reroll 3 successes. Hell yeah. That's like all my luck, I think. Yeah, it's all gone. Okay.
Oh god.
For the important things like protecting this cat, can I find something unexpected? Like on my way back, maybe I do go by that area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's good.
And I kind of, but I'm like sneaking around, like trying to be really quiet and see if, just in case whatever did this is still around.
Yeah, you can find, so you sneak back by that area and you can see in the time you've been gone and at the vet's, it's been like taped off and there are various adults like going around and picking up these birds.
Emmy's conspiracy alarm is going off in your
I know, yeah. Do you think he can tell, like, they definitely don't look like people from town? Like, they don't look like...
They look like people from the Loop.
From the Loop, yeah.
They're wearing, like, what your parents would wear as uniforms when they go to work.
Mm-hmm.
They have, like, some safety gear on and stuff.
I think Theo, like, spits on the ground a little bit, like a bit of bad taste, and then just kind of hurries home and scoots around him as best he can.
Yep, and you get Sparky into your room, no probs.
No probs. He comes in the bed through the window. Okay, Sparky, we've talked about this. No meows. No pooping.
No pooping.
No peeing.
Sparky
I'll leave the
just
window
like
open if you need to get out.
curls up on your pillow, takes up the whole space, and yeah,
He just
makes
balls up
biscuits.
his jacket and then like lays his head down next to her.
That's all that Sparky wants.
Borje and Emmy, do you have any everyday scenes you want before we move on to the next?
I feel like maybe Emmy is just like, she goes through dinner, like Pat's 5-year-old kid on head, and like
You're like trying to tell your mom about your day, and she's like, "Oh yeah," and she picks your sister up and like kind of bounces her on her side, and like,
and you're like,
not paying attention at all.
And then she's like, I gotta be excused, and she goes, runs up to her room and like locks the door, and she like starts pulling out all the books and is like, doing research on pigeons and ships, and she's just like cross-referencing that with articles on Mr. Ornithology Man, and she's like, I don't care what Borje or Theo says. This town ain't normal.
Ain't normal.
And she's like, maybe she's tracing back like when the like when he lost his reputability.
Yeah, can
like,
you make a comprehend or investigate roll?
I feel like investigate, maybe?
Sure.
They're the same. One success.
So, yes, this guy. Where's the information about?
Because she's like, I know
He's
I'm
hidden
visiting
it
him.
so good because he doesn't
I'm
want anyone to
visiting
find
him
his
tomorrow.
shame. He knows
What
secrets
shameful
about the
act
pigeons.
have you? What genetic modifications have you made to these
He
pigeons?
knows the pigeon mafia secrets,
Okay,
so
here.
they set him up for a fall.
Yeah, you find. Maybe do you have a computer?
Sure. Yeah.
Big bulky computer. So you're
Like
researching
one that I've made myself.
Yeah. It does the job. And you find like a forum site of different ornithologists. They're talking about rumors in the ornithology societies.
I make an account.
Hot rumors in the ornithology world.
Birdgoss.com. 311.
And they're talking about Matt's Tingblad, and they're saying that he went mad and broke his legs when he tried to jump off a cliff wearing a bird costume. Other people say that he attempted suicide. But there's like a bunch of rumors going around to like why he quit, but he's like just disappeared off the face of ornithology.
His legs were broken to send a message.
Yeah, the birds broke.
The birds.
The birds.
They get in your head.
She's like, I'm telling you, this town gets weirder and weirder the more I learn. And everyone thinks I'm crazy. Yeah, I feel like she just like is like, okay, this is weird. And yeah, I don't know what else she can do besides that.
Okay,
Besides
yeah,
be like,
that's good.
Weird. I will note for further use. So yeah, I feel like she writes it all in her journal and like notes maybe prominent people on the page, like prominent usernames, and then she's like, okay, signing off for the
Job
day.
done.
Job done. Clocking off.
I think Borje, you also arrived back at your house, and your ma seems to be doing okay. Like she's up and around, and like she's made not a fancy dinner, but she's made dinner, and she's like has the baby, like she's carrying the baby around and like cooing to it, and she says hi to you when you come in, and she seems to be doing well.
Oh, Ma, you seem to be doing better. You made dinner.
Yes, do you want some? I made it's not very fancy. I made some American burgers.
What? That's
Some
so
mac and
fancy.
cheese.
That's a funny way to call this meatloaf.
You just
Swedish
slice it and put it
meatballs.
between a bun.
It's a Swedish meatball, but it's just
It's
in a big
meatloaf.
loaf.
But smashed and put between two buns.
Swedish, yes.
Oh,
Two pieces
Ma,
of toast.
It's so good. You're the best cook.
Oh, I try. I'm feeling really good today. Thank you for getting me that special pink cornbread. I think it really did the trick. It's bright color brought me joy and happiness.
Aw, shucks, Ma. Maybe you'll be good enough to start doing things around the house then. Or taking care of the farm. Maybe I can go back to school. My friend Amy, she's real into me going to school, but I have to be here, so.
Mm-hmm.
I've been fine. I've been doing things around the house and on the farm.
Oh yeah. I know you're good. You're trying. You're doing good. But I'm just saying, like, you haven't been feeling too good recently.
No,
you know?
I just feel especially good today. But I've been okay. I've been okay. I've been feeling good.
Yeah, I know you've been okay, Mom. I mean, you're not doing great. You know, ever since that thing happened. I don't know what happened, but that thing. I guess so. Is this like something that we do regularly? It's like
Yes.
Okay.
So
I think
because she refuses to accept that she's sick, right?
so. I think as we're doing this, like as we're talking, she's like getting more and more tired just from like being up, so
And
I'm, like,
holding
taking the
Olaf
baby,
and yeah.
and, like, I put him to sleep, and then,
Uh-huh.
like, I'm, like, still telling her how she's doing fine as I, like, walk her to, like, in front of the TV. Maybe we only have, like, the one bed, and I
Yeah.
take it so she sleeps in the recliner, and then I think I don't know, I'm, like, talking to her, and then I, like, practice my reading to her. Maybe we have, like, one book that's, like, a TV guide or something, and I just read it to her as she goes to sleep. And then when
You
she's
probably have like a farmer's almanac at
Mm.
least. You have more than one book, even though you're a hick. I promise.
Emmy has given you books.
But I can't read them. This one I have memorized, so I don't actually have to read it. But anyway, so it's like our nightly routine.
Yeah.
And then I go and, like, clean up dinner and go
Do
to bed.
all of the chores. Yeah.
Yeah, essentially.
Yep. Okay. Nice. Then, we can do a quick break if you want and come back, or we can do like one more scene and wrap it up. Up to you. You're
Oh,
muted.
you're muted, Logan.
I say power through, do another scene, then wrap it up.
Okay, sounds
Yeah.
good. So where are you going in the morning?
I think we need to visit Crazy Birdman. Theo
Mad
does
Matt.
tell the group about the weird crap that happened last night. He's like, so we found all those birds like making a nest or whatever, but I was walking home and there was a ton of dead birds like a couple streets away from my house. And I followed to a playground and there was a dead dog and the local cat had been all beat up too. It was crazy. And then after I took care of the cat, I came back and there were a bunch of people from the loop hanging around, picking up the bodies, being all creepy. I hate that place.
What do you think they're up to then?
I don't
they
know.
have
No good.
But we had all this weird crap with these birds, and then now there's a bunch of dead animals that the loop is picking up after.
Maybe they fought back.
They ain't
That's
up to
like what
no
you
good,
told
that's
me
for
to
sure.
do, right? I
They
agree.
weren't there when the bodies, like, they weren't there at first, Borje, and then they just show up.
That's true. There's more to this than it seems to be.
They're erasing all traces of this. Abby, do I know from my research, could I tell if what's his face worked for the loop, or was he just like a random?
No, he was on a nature program on Swedish television, and that's how he got his fame. So he's like not associated. He's just an ornithologist. Yeah, he's not.
He's just a random famous ornithologist.
And he didn't really do anything. Like, he was just a celebrity. He didn't really do anything that was like outstanding accomplishment. And
he's the Jack Hanna of Swedish ornithology.
Yes.
Got it.
I would watch his show 100%.
Don't know what that is. But yes.
Okay, so Emmy's like gives the two of them the lowdown on this ornithology man and her research. She's like, he's not associated with the loop, but I know you say old man, what's his name, is just
Tingblad.
Tingblad. Old man Tingblad is, normal and everything.
I mean, he usually just keeps to himself.
Apparently, there were all these rumors online about how he had tried to commit suicide, and or both of his legs were broken when he dressed up as a bird and tried to fly on his own off a cliff. So something happened around 5 years ago that made him just lose it. We don't know what it is. So I think he might know some secrets about.
Theo cracks his hand and he's like, time to break into someone's house.
Yes. She's like, 2 Tingbloods.
All right. So you can make it there. No problem. You approach this house. The house is hedged by a high metal fence with a locked gate. The garden seems to be overgrown and abused, but there are bird feeders and bird houses like literally everywhere.
Alright, so he still believes in birds.
Mhm.
Are there actual talking birds there, though?
Not that you hear. I guess if you want to roll, let's see. Roll.
No, I don't want to roll.
Okay. The roof has various perches outside of windows that are shuttered, and that seems to be all that closes. And the house is 2 stories, narrow, and tilted alarmingly, is what the description says. So.
That place looks structurally unsound.
Let's go into it.
Yeah, I think Theo's first instinct is gonna be sneaking on in.
All right. So in order to get in, you have to get past the fence or gate or something somehow.
Oh, he's gonna pick that lock on that gate real fast with some homemade lockpicks.
All right. What would that be?
Like it ain't no big deal. I think that is
Sneaking
Tinker?
is picking into things, I think.
sneak is hide, sneaker, steal. Force is lift, fight,
Oh.
and move. Climb, balance, run fast, chase. Tinker, build and manipulate machines and other mechanical items.
Probably Tinker.
No, why? Oh,
Yeah.
it is used to pick locks.
Yeah.
Dang it.
I did, in a way, inadvertently shore up my weakness by making it my special item, but I have no tinker and low tech. Is there an aid? Can can Borje aid me in this?
Yeah,
Lead
can
is
we
basically aiding.
I don't
lead?
think.
Yeah.
I can lead.
Oh,
If
do you
you
want to
have
try and
time
lead
with the
me,
other
maybe?
kids, you can inspire and prepare them for a difficult situation.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe Sean's a little maybe Theo's a little nervous from his night last night with the scary animal deaths.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, he's a little spooked.
I'm just like,
Even though he's trying not to show it.
I'm just
So it's
like,
kind of like just like looking at his lockpicks, like looking at the gate, like looking around at the forest and like seeing the birds that are coming to all the feeders, and he's like really giving those birds the side eye. He's
just
like,
like,
do not want those near me.
oh, what's wrong now, Theo? You're the best lockpicker I know. You can get through this gate no problem. Go on, you pick it right now. You don't pay no birds no mind. You took care of them yesterday. You're good.
You're right. I did take care of them yesterday, didn't I, Borge? Dumb birds.
Let's see if I'm right.
Hey, that's good.
2 successes. You
The
give
2
4
successes,
dice.
yeah, 4 dice.
That you can distribute. That's
Thank
a
you.
lot. It just says in the upcoming situation.
You can give it to kids when they do as you say.
Yeah, I said
Which
pick
I
that
guess
lock
is
right
this
now.
one thing. You want to give me 4 extra dice for this one lock? Hell yeah. Okay, so we're gonna tinker, and I've got my homemade lockpicks, and I just got lead, so I get 6 bonus die, which I need. One success.
success.
Exactly. Good thing we did that, because I ain't got no luck left either.
All right, so you pick this lock, and the gate swings open. The house. I'll show you this floor plan because I don't think it has any secrets on it. That's what
Ooh,
it looks
floor
like. So you're
plan's
coming
fun.
in from the main road. And there's the main building and then the tool shed.
I think Theo's instinct would be to slip around to the right and the back, maybe?
Mhm.
And sneak and see, make sure like no one's out and about looking for things.
Yeah.
He's not just like in the garden being weird.
Go ahead and roll sneak.
I was like, you better let me roll sneak.
Yeah. I was deciding if it was worth a roll or not.
Oh, okay. That is a different question. No!
Oh,
I could
son.
push myself, right?
You could push yourself. That means you
But then you
mark a
take-
condition and then you get to reroll.
But doesn't that mean every condition is like a -1 to all rolls, right?
Yes. But you can clear it if you just go visit the janitor or hang out with Borje.
Yeah, but I mean, we gotta finish this whole scene.
Yeah, you do.
I don't think we're in big trouble, so I think I'm just gonna let it fail. He's spooked by the birds. He doesn't have Borge backing him up anymore. Like, maybe he spooks a big flock of them up from the feeders or something.
Yeah, I mean, the birds are not talking and seem to just be normal birds that are flitting around and eating. You sneak around and you hear...
Nothing is normal here, Abby.
No, I know. You hear some, like, banging around inside of the house. Like some stomping of some sort. But nobody sees you, so you can sneak around the house and check kind of in the windows. The front door is locked. You check that out.
Just get a little...
And there's, I don't think... There's no windows on the first floor. Oddly enough. So,
Okay.
there's one front door that's locked, or second story windows.
Oh, there's outdoor stairs to the cellar, though.
Or there's that tool shed.
Or there's that tool shed. Well, I mean, I guess I tell them that he's definitely inside. Like, hear that old man banging around in there. Don't know what he's up to, though.
What if it's not him banging? What if it's the birds banging?
The giant
it's
bird
the
he's
birds?
turned into.
The loop banging around in there.
Somebody's inside. Emmy has just like bustled up.
I guess, do we want to check out the tool shed, or do we want to just try and talk to the guy first? And then break in later.
Let's go break into the tool shed first.
And then talk.
And then talk.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and... Well, how are you just sneaking over to the tool shed, or are you just walking over to it and trying to open it? What's the plan?
There are no windows on the first floor.
Yeah, walk over and open that tool shed.
Okay, you walk over, open the tool shed, and there are tools inside of the tool shed, as well as like a lot of... There's maybe
You say birds.
Oh no, there's a workbench with some like broken bird cages that he's like attempted to fix, but they look to be in horrible condition.
Oh.
And maybe
Okay.
there's like a little storage cabinet and it just has just too much birdseed in it.
It's like birdseed.
Too much birdseed.
Can I, real quick, try to fix up one of these bird cages?
Yeah. Is that Tinker? Yes.
I would hope.
So the GM will tell you what it takes to build something. You need tools, but the tools are here. So I think go ahead and roll Tinker and we'll see what happens.
2 successes.
2 successes. So you get a bird cage with a +2 item bonus. I think. Yep.
Okay. Now we can say, well, now we can go and give him that. Yeah, we can say, here, we fixed your bird cage.
Do you
So
want
really
it
good
to
bird
be?
cage.
Do you care if it's a durable or versatile, or discreet birdcage? Because those are your choices.
It's probably durable.
Durable. Okay.
Discreet.
It's very discreet. It's a discreet bird cage.
Is
Not
that
very
a bird
flashy.
cage or a reptile cage?
Same.
And then we can
Okay.
go knock on his door and be like, "Hey, mister, we fixed your bird cage."
Ding dong.
Is that what you're doing?
I feel like, yeah.
For better or
feel
for
like
worse.
We should just be
Okay,
like,
you go up, knock on the door.
We did break
and
through the gate, but it's fine.
The door is not
Gate
answered.
was open. The door is not answered.
Door is not answered.
Hey, mister, we got a bird cage.
Go ahead and roll something. What do I want? Comprehend.
Comprehend.
Somebody.
Okay.
Or all.
I can try.
I think you meant just one.
0.
No, I think she said more.
Do you still have a luck?
I do.
Okay.
Oh,
I can.
yeah, maybe you should do it then.
And then I'm out of luck.
Yeah, I'm out of luck too.
3
All right.
successes.
3 successes.
Oh my goodness.
Additional
It's-
information and plus
It's
one die.
really like I get nothing or I get 3 successes.
Yeah, so you kind of listen at this door while you're waiting for him to answer. And you hear him stomping around, and yelling at something. He's like, "You won't become Legion, I'll destroy you before you do!" Like, stomping around, and it sounds like he's, like, wrecking things.
Is he
Do
fighting?
not like.
Like, the stuff sounds like it's being smashed. And it sounds like he's kind of, like, on the second floor just going around, and you hear, like, the fluttering of wings, like, kind of crash into the door and then fly away, and, like, all this. Quite the kerfuffle.
And he's like, Borje, you think you can break down this door?
Oh, that'd be pretty rude now, wouldn't it?
Theo?
I can try and pick it open real fast.
Pick this door open. There's a man in trouble in there.
Is it locked or can we just open it?
It's locked.
Okay.
She said it was locked.
Yeah.
Either that or we need to go through a window.
I mean, I only have 4 die for
I mean, I can break it down. You just have
He's
to
in
tell me why
trouble.
Okay, there you go. That's all I needed.
He's in trouble. We need
You
to
just
help him.
needed to justify it to me.
Yeah.
Is that a force, Abby?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not using the tractor.
You
the
could pull
tractor comes out of nowhere
Pull the door off of the with the tractor.
and bulldozes it to the door.
Woo!
One
Okay.
success. So
Just what
you-
we needed.
Borje, like, take a step back, and Emmy's like, "Yeah, just break it down." And you're like, "I know I shouldn't do this," and you just start running. And you slam into this door, and it, like, cracks open. And in front of you 3, you see, let's see, what does this house layout look like? Coming in the front, which is one of these. Oh, it's here. So yeah, this hallway, you can see on these stairs to your right, you see a man who is, I think I can show you what he looks like too. He's bald and has a beard and, like, very fluffy eyebrows. And he looks like he enjoyed his life at one point. He has, like, the, like, eye smiley
Crinkly
lines
eyes.
and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like he used to have a good time, but he does not look like he's having a good time now. He
Do I recognize him as the TV celebrity?
Yes, he
Tinklebot?
is. He is. He is Matt's Tingblood, for sure. But
Perfect.
he currently has dried blood all over his upper body, gaping wounds on his face, like peck wounds, and, like, one of his eyes is, like, swollen shut because it has, like, a gash across it. And there's these birds, like, fluttering around everywhere, like parrots and cockatiels and like some sparrows that he let in from the outside, like just an assortment of birds. And he actually has a parrot in his hand and an axe in the other hand, and he's like, "You can't force me to do anything." And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
There's a crazy man with an axe and a bird. What more could you ask for?
That escalated quickly.
Oh my god.
I know, I was
Mad.
like, oh, these pigeons just have a nest, it's fine, and then suddenly there's dead corpses.
Matt,
An
Team
axe
Squad.
man.
He's crazy.
You're crazy. Oh my
He's
goodness.
crazy. Or are the birds making him crazy?
Oh.
Oh.
So yeah, we'll
We're
be
gonna
back
find out.
with this again in 2 weeks. We do two different I can't even think. I'm so tired. 2 different systems at a
2 different
time. So
games.
we're on bi-weekly schedule for both of them. We play Blades in the Dark every other Tuesday. So if you're interested in ghosts and electric stuff and eel and mushroom sandwiches and sneaking around and stealing things.
You're really selling it. These eel and
Yeah.
mushroom sandwiches
It's a
are what bring
niche
them in.
group. It is
Yeah.
really.
It's
It's a niche group. Hi.
Abby plays essentially Theo, and I play essentially Emmy.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and I don't get to play because I get to GM instead.
I'd say Echo's sort of like Borje. They're both kind.
Yeah.
With
I mean, I
people.
don't think
They're
Echo's
both good
actually-
with people.
We're good with
That's
people.
more it.
Echo falls for grannies who are sick.
That's right.
You know?
She wants to take care of sick old women. The same person.
Oh, they're a group of scoundrels. Don't let them fool you.
We're a group of scoundrels.
They're
Group
about
of
to rip the
horrible
souls out of
people.
another gang
Yeah, it's not
momentarily.
actually.
So, join us next week, hopefully, for the complete destruction of another gang
Then we'll be back
within
with
the city
crazy,
of Duskfall.
crazy ornithology the week after. We always start at 7 p.m.
trying.
On
We
the
tried.
On the dot.
On the dot. On the dot.
We
7
You
p.m.
trust
Central.
that countdown timer like your life depends on it, okay?
That's a lie. We're sorry.
we start around 7 p.m. on Tuesdays. Central
7
time.
Central, yep.
What is time?
What is time?
The only thing that slows us down is if we haven't made our coffees yet in this session.
Or upgraded our people.
Or we don't.
Yes,
yeah,
8
we don't
Eastern
know what we
time.
need to do.
Yeah. Yes. Or Sean needs to figure out what score you're doing.
What are we doing? Oh, we're doing this.
Or he gives up and says, "We'll figure it out along the way."
Well, this
It's
time
fine.
you at least know. Yeah, 8 Eastern.
I do know. So I've got a head start. It's
Yeah.
the best.
Blowing up a ship.
Yeah. So
Blowing ship up.
Yeah,
That's our
and
go
all of
live
our previous
notification next
stuff
week.
is on Twitch as well as YouTube.
Yep.
YouTube might not be updated to the most recent ones.
I'm
I haven't
not
checked.
super good at updating YouTube, but I'll
Yeah, we need to get back on it.
I'll get it. We also have, I guess this is helpful. So if you want to read a little bit about the other system, that's a link that you can follow and kind of catch up a little bit. It doesn't tell you exactly what we're doing, but it tells you who the people are and kind of what our overall goals are. So,
Yeah. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us, of course.
yeah.
And
See you
we'll
next time.
week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.